So the House just passes a $1.2 trillion spending bill. Max writes, thank you, word I'm not going to say, $220,000 in play. So this is the thing, we've talked a lot about on the show that Max keeps kind of reiterating. Stacey's reiterated this with all of the money printing, right? This will, in the long run, benefit Bitcoin. So we've talked about this before. There's roughly $400 trillion in global assets. If you add up all of the assets of everything, everyone's bank account, everybody's gold, stocks, 401k, pension, whatever, it adds up to $400 trillion. Bitcoin right now is about $1.4 trillion in market cap, right? So let's see what it's doing. It is today it's at 1.2 trillion, right? A week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when it was at the all-time high, it was about 1.4 trillion. So we'll call it 1.2 trillion right now. So if Bitcoin gets to, and as the dollar gets worse and people pull their money out of the dollar, which is like bonds and stuff like that, and commercial real estate is collapsing, we've talked about. The residential real estate market is artificially inflated thanks to people like BlackRock. So as people get scared and pull their money out of other assets and put it into Bitcoin, so gold is $14 trillion. There's $14 trillion of all the total assets in the world are in gold. What if people start pulling their money out of gold and putting it into Bitcoin, right? You're talking about, we go from 1.2 trillion to 14, that's a 14x, right? That puts us at 700,000. So even if we go to, if we just get to 1% of Bitcoin gets to 1% of global assets. So that means we go from 1 trillion to 4 trillion. So that's a 4x. We go 63,000 times 4 is roughly $220,000. That's how Max gets this number. So it's not outlandish. It's not outlandish. And the ETF helped push this latest all-time high. But then, it got to its all-time high. And as Max was explaining last episode on Wednesday, then people pull out when it hits an all-time high, which is, that's what's the dumb money. So, some people are saying $220,000 by December. It could be that by the summer. Because if you look at the last cycle of the last halving, we went from 8,500 to, in May, it was 20,000. It broke the previous all-time high, I think, in September, October, something like that, of 2020. So I don't think 220 is like an outlier. I don't think it's that far away. Considering a month ago we were at 50,000. A year ago, 14 months ago, January of 2023, we were at 19,000. It's already done a 3x in a year. So